Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start with a wild story from a small IT company that had to deal with a super stubborn client. This guy got mad because some of his emails were getting caught in the spam filter. Even after the team fixed it, he wasn't happy and demanded all emails go straight to his inbox, spam and all. If you want every email that's addressed to you to arrive at your inbox, you got it, pal. Just happened. My bosses and I are still laughing. We're a small IT company. We manage quite a few clients, though. This one gentleman and one of our busier client sites says he's tired of being told his emails never arrive to him. We looked it up, and yes, a couple of legit emails got tangled up in the spam filter. No big deal. We whitelist the sender and release the message. Nope, not good enough for this guy. He calls back screaming, "I order you to let any email addressed to me come to my inbox." I advise him that I'm going to have to transfer him to IT security, and he's going to have to, on a recorded line, say he understands and accepts responsibility for yada yada yada. See, I did that because these guys get thousands of spam emails a day. A while back, several folks, this guy included, decided to give their email address and password to some unsavory website, then did it again, and again, and again. So now they get easily 15 to 20 plus messages an hour to the entire organization. So he accepts, saying he just wants all his emails to go to him. We allow all messages to him to bypass the spam filter. 3 hours later, he has over 100 new emails, and they keep coming in. He calls back furious, asking why his spam filter isn't working. "Sir, you asked that all emails addressed to you arrive at your inbox." Update. So right around 4:45 today, he's calling our office, and the call gets routed to me since I own the ticket. He's livid, shouting so loud my coworkers on the opposite side of the room can hear him. "Whatever you did to my email, I want it put back to the way it was. You effed up my email, and now I can't get any work done because my stupid notifications are going off every second." I calmly reply, "Absolutely, I'll go ahead and turn your spam filtering back on, and all these emails will stop." "Good, it's what you should have done in the first place." At the end of it all, nothing changed, and he's happy. God, I love IT work. Edit. I'm lucky enough to be at a place that values their employees enough to know that we do not deserve the kind of verbal abuse this guy slings out. A lot of jobs I've been at would have handed me my walking papers the moment I didn't immediately suck this dude off to climax before finding out what his name was. Between me and the security team, we told him at least 4 times that this exact thing would happen, and he said, on a recorded line, "I don't care. I take care of my customers, and my bosses enable me to do a damn good job." I believe that's why our company's experiencing very good growth right now. Edit. I had to. I logged into our system this morning from home and listened to the recording. It's glorious. Here's the highlights. Security. So, OP tells me you're looking to turn off the spam filter. Client. I don't even get spam. I'm paying you people for something I don't need. Security. It's not an added cost, but you're not getting spam because you have a spam filter. If you turn that off, you're going to get flooded with spam emails. Client. I don't care. I've given you guys an order, and I expect it to be done. Security. I just need you to be aware that without the spam filter, you're open to getting every spam email that comes to you, some of which may be malicious and could open you up to viruses, malware, and all sorts of software that could compromise your entire network. By going against our suggestions, you understand that our company cannot be held liable for any malicious software that makes it onto your network, infects any of your systems, or causes any system downtime, and that you're claiming sole responsibility for that. Do you understand this? Client. Yeah, whatever. Just get it done so I can get off this call. Security. Sir, I really need to reiterate how much we cannot recommend this action you're going to get. Client. I don't care. Do what I tell you. Security. Okay, I'll have OP remove you from the default spam rule, and you'll start receiving any email sent to you. Again, it's going to be a lot. The spam filter actually does catch a lot of spam. Client. I don't care. Just do it. Security. Okay then. Thank you. Have a good day. Click. Edit 2. I talked with security this morning. The guy has a history with this. Apparently, he's been told numerous times that if he calls our employees delinquent Fs or any other form of verbal abuse, then the company will be off-boarded immediately. Oh, these previous tickets with him are juicy. Edit 3. We're off-boarding the company. Apparently, when he called back to talk to security about the whole thing, he called the tech a very inflammatory racial slur. Immediate off-boarding. By the end of the day, they will not have an IT company. Holy effing crap, this is huge. The final edit. Well, it's been a crazy day, folks. We off-boarded the company despite the CEO, not the CFO, which is who this douche was, calling and asking us to reconsider. The CEO of my company told their CEO that these kinds of things are covered in our service agreement, which the CFO had violated on numerous occasions, and our complaints had gone unaddressed. We are providing extremely limited service to them for a total of 30 days while they find a new IT company, after which we'll send over all our notes and configs and wish them the best of luck. I'm glad we could share in this little adventure, and I hope we can all do it again sometime. Sometimes people need to feel the pain of what happens when you don't do your job to realize how critical your job is to theirs. And our second story. Karen misses out on 3 holidays for the price of 1. Earlier this year, I was working at a membership-only campground resort, administering the memberships. Part of our office's job was to coordinate holiday reservations. Since we had 7 or 8 member families for each camping spot, obviously most people would not be able to camp on holiday periods. Our holiday period started the week before the actual holiday, and it was a requirement to have a reservation for any part of that period. For instance, if you wanted to camp the weekend before Memorial Day and stay until Wednesday, you'd need a reservation. Otherwise, you'd have to leave by checkout time the Monday before Memorial Day. We obviously had a waiting list. The portal we were using was still in development. Not everything was automated, so while the clients could make reservations online and be able to get added from the portal, contacting people from the reservation list was still being done by the old-fashioned way. Since the portal was new, this was the first year we were really forcing people to use it. When they first signed into their account, they were asked to verify their information. If they didn't verify the information, they were asked every time they signed on until they did verify that everything was correct. They were also asked to verify their information every year on their sign-up anniversary and every time after until they verified that everything was correct. This will become important. When someone canceled or wasn't planning to stay the entire period, it would open up an opportunity to call someone from the waiting list. I was in charge of calling from the waiting list because I'd been there a long time. Boss didn't have time and coworker couldn't be trusted. Just to minimize mistakes, when I called them, I would go to their portal, copy their phone number, and paste it into the software we were using for the phone system, and it would dial for me. If we didn't get an answer, I would leave a message if I could, but they had 2 hours to call us back. I always gave extra time. I'm not a monster. I'd typically call first thing in the morning and wouldn't make calls again until the afternoon. So just before July 4th, a client came in to pick something up from us in the office. I gave her what she needed, and she asked when I was likely to call her from the holiday waiting list. So I pulled up her file and told her that I'd called her, I think, 2 days before. She said she'd never gotten a call. I learned over the years to take copious notes. We had an area for notes on their portal, so I was able to tell her exactly what time I called and that I'd left a voicemail message. She still insisted that I hadn't called. So I printed out the phone log, highlighted her phone call, and gave it to her. She said that wasn't her number. It was the number on her account. Remember, she verified that it was correct more than once. She then said, "You're going to call me next then, right?" Me. "No, you're going to have to get on the portal and add yourself to the waiting list again. Others shouldn't miss out because someone doesn't know their own phone number." Then the Karen came out in full force. Karen yelling, "This is complete effing bullcrap!" Me. "Your language is not acceptable." Karen. "I can say F all I want. F, 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 F." Me. "You need to leave." Pointing at the door behind her. Karen. "Oh, so now you want to hit me?" Me, confused. "No, I want you to leave." Boss steps in and I kind of go into a trance or something because I can't tell you what they said during this exchange. My brain kind of shuts down when I'm being screamed at. I don't even know how long she was still there. She finally goes to leave, turns around at the door, looks at me and says, "Everything was great until you got here." I left that job at the end of July. I was told she was getting a 60-day suspension along with another client that cussed out security, but they waited until the end of August to send them the suspension letter, which meant that they didn't get to come in Labor Day weekend and the Halloween weekend because that was last weekend, as it's always the second weekend in October. And that's how Karen lost 3 holidays for the price of one. Amazing how having money makes one entitled to treat others like crap. Good on you, OP, for standing your ground. And our next story. Neighbor's new gate eliminates access to about 20 feet of my property. I live on a private road in a private subdivision in North Carolina. My lot borders the edge of the subdivision. A lady bought a large chunk on land just outside the subdivision, but has right-of-way to her property through our road/subdivision. She's landlocked, and it's her only access. She's built a multi-million-dollar home on the property, and during construction, put up a temporary chain gate. At the time she installed it, I brought it to her attention that the gate was about 20 feet over the end of her property into our subdivision, consequently blocking access to the lower part of my property. Now they're putting up a permanent gate in the same location. The actual placement of the gate doesn't really bother me. Not sure what the HOA might say about it. I've notified her boyfriend/manager, who's seen to some of these matters, and we've agreed to find out what legal means I need to employ to assure that I have continued access to my property and that access is passed to the next owner of my property. Update. Fortunately, the issue's been resolved in the best manner. I just had a conversation with the owner's manager, and we both agreed that moving the gate is the easiest, fastest, best long-term solution. I do think mention of a lawyer was definitely helpful. And our last story. I do not, nor have I ever, wrestled wild animals. A tale from long, long ago, back when I worked as a churro cart drone for a lovely zoo. I liked the job, apart from most of the customers, because my cart was moved almost every week, and since they'd locate it near a popular animal attraction, I'd get to watch the animals as well. It kept the boredom factor to a minimum. One week, I was stationed nicely close to the gorilla exhibit. There were, at the time, several younger gorillas who, at the same time every day, would get all rambunctious and chase each other back and forth, jumping at each other and having mock wrestling matches. I never saw any of them actually hurt the other ones. It just looked like big beasties having fun. So one afternoon, the wild rumpus begins, and I'm enjoying it, and a woman runs over to the cart in a panic. Let's call her crazed tourist. CT. Stop them! Stop them! Me. Excuse me? CT. Stop these gorillas! They're fighting! Me. No, it's how they play. No one's getting hurt. Don't worry. CT. Bullcrap! You stop them right now! Me. They're fine. Why do they need to stop? CT. They're setting a bad example for my kids. Now you make them stop. Me, barely able to not laugh. I can't stop them. They're big animals. CT. It's your job. Do it. Me. No, my job is to sell churros. Would you like a churro? CT. I'll have your butt for this. Me. Nope. All I can offer is churros. Because by now I'd quit taking any of this in any way seriously. CT stomped off, kids in tow, wailing because they wanted to watch the gorillas, and finds one of the wandering security guards. Apparently she told him the story. He told her the same thing I did, except for the churro part, and then he came over to tell me she'd complained to the customer service desk and demanded her money back for the day. They gave it to her just to shut her up and move her along. Seriously, who goes to the zoo expecting the wild animals to set good examples for their kids? Now, Billy, I want you to act more like that baby gorilla at the zoo, remember? Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.